Hey, it's Dr. Schmidt. This is a quick video about satiety. So, satiety is the number one rule to accomplish in order to lose weight. Now, the number one rule to get into ketosis is to have less than 20 grams of carbs a day. But you can do that fasting, you can do that with a really poor diet. But if you want to do a long term sustained weight loss plan, you have to feed your body and your body has to be happy. So, satiety is key. So, once you're in satiety, then you can spread the time between eating. So you go more and more hours between eating. That's rule number 2. And then you can achieve intermittent fasting. So then you can start to lose weight and you're probably in ketosis. So having said all that, satiety is rule number 1. So I grabbed some screenshots here of an Instagram account from a guy named Brian Sanders. He's working on a movie called Food Lies, and you can see it's food.lies on Instagram. You can go to his website. You can prepay and get the movie before it comes out as a little donation to him. But at the bottom of this slide it says, I've been thinking about this concept for a year now, and I guess it's time to start talking about it. And that's this. Humans eat to satiety, not to a number of calories. Now, calories is not a nutrient. So I have a big poster. It's all printed off. It's huge. Here's what it looks like, digital copy. No, and it's over 550 biochemical processes that occur in the body, and nowhere on this poster is a calorie. So calorie is a made-up concept when nutritionists were trying to be as scientific as possible back when Americans put a spaceship on the moon, and they wanted to be more sciencey, so they said, hey, calories is a unit of measurement of energy in the human body. Let's talk about that. We'll make that our number one thing to talk about. We'll sound like scientists. Okay, so let's skip the calories. Your body is not caring about calories. It's only caring about satiety. 97% of diets fail because people are constantly hungry and the food sucks. So every food has a calorie to satiety ratio. So on the left, we have fish. It has a certain number of calories, which is a measurement of energy. And the satiety equals the calories. All right, so we're transitioning your thought patterns away from calories over to satiety. In the middle, we have a burger with bread. And it says calories, the green bar goes all the way to the top. It has that number of calories. And satiety is just over 50%. And on the right, we have a drink filled with sugar, and the calories are still high, and the satiety is very low. So choose wisely. I'm grabbing all these graphics from Brian Sanders on his Instagram account, so you can find him on Instagram and on his website, so check him out. So the same concept here. Here we have meat on the left. Calories are high. It says a lot, and the satiety is very high. And in the middle it says calories for an avocado. We don't know what the calories are, is what he's saying is no idea. And the satiety is the same. And on the right, we have calories, question mark. It's a very low number of calories because it's an oyster. It's very small compared to an avocado or a steak. We don't know what the calories are, but guess what? The satiety is the same amount of calories when you compare the two, because all three of these foods are very satisfying. We got steaks, we got avocados and oysters. They're all very satisfying, and they equal the concept of calories. When calories match satiety, you don't need to count them. This one is beverages and satiety. So on the left, we have eggs as a comparison to juice on the right. The juice on the right has the same, calorie count, but the satiety is very, very low. So an easy way to become very, very obese is to drink lots of fruit juice and lots of pop with all the sugar and no satisfaction, and you can keep drinking it all day long. But if you're to have eggs, you can't have eggs all day long because they stop your body from eating. They say, I'm full, I'm satisfied, you gotta stop. Drinking calories is never a good idea. So that's why teas and water is much better. Not sweetened teas, just regular tea. So here's a graphic on food processing and satiety. On the left, we have a potato, 93 calories, 21 grams of fat plus carbohydrates. Satiety is an A+. And then you process that potato to French fries, 319 calories, 55 grams of fat and carbs. The satiety is a C-. Now, why is it fat and carbs? Why is he not talking about protein? Fat and carbs is energy. So when you have excessive amounts of energy, it gets stored as fat. So the potato by itself is 21 grams of fat and carbs, yet 55 grams of fat and carbs for the French fries, and then the potato chips are 547 calories, 87 grams of fat plus carbs, and the satiety is an F. So food processing is bad. We need to track satiety, not calories. So you know how it is when you eat chips, you can't just have one. The next graphic here says eat every day and get fat. That's the hamburger with the bun and the French fries. And on the bottom it says eat every day and get thin. That's an egg with guacamole and the hamburger patty. Here's an example of a healthy, satisfying meal. You eat this, you go 10 hours without thinking of any food. Hamburger patty with cheese on it. There's some sliced pickles, bacon, grilled onions, avocado, and hard cheese. Here's another one: salami, eggs, guacamole, kielbasa slices, sauerkraut, hard cheese, and more pickles. He calls his diet the sapient diet. It's just the natural diet that humans should be eating. Animal-based, high fat and protein, nutrient dense, nose to tail, whole foods, 1 to 2 large meals per day within 1 to 8 hours. There you go. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what Brian Sanders is doing on his Instagram account. I think it's brilliant. There's other ways to say it. I'm still a fan of Ted Naiman. He says the same thing in a little bit different way. And the other low carbers say the same thing a little bit different way. So the way he's saying it, I want to present it to you. I think it's brilliant when he talks about satiety versus calories, and it puts eating into a whole new light. Now, you can still eat a very healthy diet and do low fat, and you're still eating high protein, yet low fat, low carbs. That way you're not eating the energy. Instead, you're burning the energy off that you've been storing on your body, in your belly, around your waist for a long time. So high fat's not for everybody, but if you're active and you have a high metabolism, then you can eat high fat and still stay thin. Other people need to lower their fat down, and everybody's carbs is still much lower than the standard American diet. So there, I wanted to share that with you, give you a quick rundown on what Brian's been doing. So please give me a thumbs up on this video, share and subscribe. Click below to get my free ebook. The first 38 pages has 50 references, and it's all about rediscovering the most common mechanism of chronic disease.